Alright, so this is the Wednesday Night Worlds, the famous Wednesday Night Worlds training road race, I guess you call it. It's basically just a circuit. Um, the old Coliseum is right here. I think it's the NIR building now. Um, we meet, closest to the highway. There's a field drive that's gated. It's always gated. I've never seen anybody come in there. And basically, we park alongside the fence there. There's a pretty big ditch. Um, And if you come to these ones, they may not let you in. You may be in there, and they may get stuck in there. I don't know, how their fence system works. I know there's workers coming out, around 6 or 6:30. So, um, but yeah, usually meet at 6 o'clock. We moved this back to 6:30, usually halfway through when it gets so hot, like it is now. But yeah, so we come down here. It's not the best pavement. There's quite a few potholes, but you can sort of dodge them, and then you stop right here, and you almost stop for the hill right here that is pretty heavily trafficked. This is a pretty heavy intersection, but um, usually get no cars, and you just be able to yield and turn right, and come up North Broadway here. This is a 4 lane. It's a little bit bumpy, so you have to be sort of careful. If you go too far to the right, there's some sand, some little sand pits that you can hit. But and then we come up to this area up here, which is a pretty decent hill, and this is where a lot of people get dropped. I know I came out here for the first time for a few years even. I got dropped every single time on that hill, just because everybody's so strong. It's cat, pro to cat 5, or not, people that haven't even really raced. Maybe they've raced in the past and they just want to get a little bit more fit. And so yeah, so we this is needs to be repaved. I think it's on their plans to repave, but if you stay in the middle of the lane, you have to be careful around this corner because there's a lot of traffic come off the highway here to go into Valley Center. But we come we come up here, and then these are just basically rollers. I will mention that if you really get dropped, and you can't, this is a pretty long stretch to come this way by yourself, especially if it's a south wind. So this is a pretty good shaded. This hydraulic through here is really shaded, and used to be that they were working on a bridge here, but I think they got that fixed. And so you can come down here, and it's sort of a shortcut. If you really wanted to join, you felt good enough to join, you could come back, and you could do like another mini loop if you wanted, or you can just ride with them the whole way. Um, the one thing I will say about that is that if say that you come in late, and you come up here, maybe you parked up. Let me zoom out here. You can park at Peacheye Park here and unload, and you can ride up here and wait for people, or say you come up all the way up here. Generally not the best idea to join on the front group, especially if there's like a big gap, because it's after this hill, and then people get separated. So best not to start unless you got dropped over here or something. Best not to start here in the front group. Help the back group try to catch the front group, because the front group is going to be the strongest, and you're just going to let those other guys suffer, and they're not going to want to come back out the next time. So so yeah, we come down here, and then this is pretty much flat, almost pancake flat, down to here, and then these couple miles here, a little bit more hills, pretty much sort of uphill to get to about here, and then it's downhill, and then it's a little bit of uphill until you reach. There's a sign right before a tree row is where the finish is at. And the other thing I'll say about that is if you go up to, I believe it's like the second one, like where people turn here to get on the on ramp. If you come up here, I think that's where the Strava lap actually is. I think I need to take a double look at that. But so if you want to get if you've gone 2 laps and you want to make sure you get the lap, the power data and everything, you have to come up to here. But otherwise, we sort of just regroup, and then a lot of us, come back. I ride up from down here. So it takes me a good 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And then, yeah, so on the windier days, it's a lot more difficult to go hard and then ride back. Gets 20-mile-an-hour winds, but we all do it. And anybody that comes out to this thing, um, you're just going to get a lot more strong on the bike. And I would say even if you do get dropped, you don't be discouraged. Everybody at one point has gotten dropped. And some of these guys are, Cat 3, Cat 2. They're really good riders, so don't feel like you're not in shape or any, not super great at your level. So that's Wednesday Night Worlds. Yeah. And typically we've been doing, start off with one lap, and then we start at 6 o'clock. I'd have to look at the schedule of when it actually starts in the summer, but as soon as the time changes, I think we start at 6, and then we do a lap, and then once everybody's sort of gotten knows that they're sort of in shape and they want to go 2 laps, and sort of a group decision that we go 2 laps. In the past, we have done 3 laps. It just gets so late, especially at 6:30. If you have to ride back, especially with the wind. And yeah. One other thing I forgot to mention is that can be sand on these corners, so we try to take them sort of easy. Someone was saying a while back that the corners determine how you get separation, and that's not really the point of this ride. It's more of a group ride to see how much your fitness has increased every week. And you don't want to wreck on a training ride, so if you're really cross-eyed and going so hard that you can't even not overlap the wheels in front of you, just take it off and regroup, and just keep it safe for everybody, I guess is what I would say.